Welcome back. Netflix shares higher, up 1% or so ahead of Q2 results tonight. The streamer reported a 13% bump in revenue last quarter. That has helped fuel its big run, with the shares up 47% in the past 6 months. My next guest says the run can continue. He recently upped his price target to $14.50, about 12% upside from here, and says it'll be powered by generative AI. Let's bring in Benjamin Swinburne, head of U.S. media research at Morgan Stanley. Great to see you, Ben. What do you mean by AI?
Well, there's really a couple of places, Kelly, that I think Netflix can really benefit from Gen AI over time. The first is in content efficiency and content production. If you think about how much it costs to make an animated film, a scripted television series, Gen AI tools are going to be able to reduce that, we think, substantially over time. So our bull case has margins at Netflix reaching 50% over time. The second area would be around personalization and curation. Obviously, part of the Netflix's secret sauce is that your Netflix and my Netflix are different and customized to what we like to watch and what Netflix thinks we like to watch. We think Gen AI can really supercharge that product feature, making the product even more powerful, driving engagement and driving greater pricing power.
That makes a lot of sense because you sort of take what you're already good at and supercharge it, and kind of the meta model there as well. So all of this said, Ben, I go back to Q4 when they put, I think, their biggest subscriber ad number ever. I know they don't report that anymore. They were coming off that live sports edition and so forth. I mean, at some point, do we need a reality check here, or do you think they just keep, firing on all cylinders? Where does the additional kind of customer, come from? The market share come from? Do we have to worry about, YouTube as a competitor or not? I'm just curious how you think now about the next phase.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. Look, there are over 300 million Netflix members, but there are over 700 million connected households around the world in markets that they operate in. So there's still a lot of growth available to them. One of the really interesting things they announced over the last couple months was a decision to distribute a linear network in France called TF1. This is small, but I think an interesting strategic decision by them to bring in a widely viewed over-the-air network in a market where I expect they want to continue to grow engagement and grow reach. And so we started thinking about maybe this product evolving, bringing in other kinds of programming that we haven't thought about before. You mentioned sports. I think you're going to see this product evolve quite a bit over the next several years, where consumers will think about Netflix potentially as TV.
Exactly.
In a way that maybe we haven't just thought about them as just another streaming service in the past.
Was that your phrase? It was such a good one. Like they just are TV. I mean, look at the reality programming. They're not exactly reinventing the model here. They're just now saying we're the dominant platform. We're going to take what's worked in the past, maybe put our little spin on it. But a lot of this is the same stuff that we've already seen and has proven to work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I think it's generally true that consumers turn on Netflix to figure out what to watch.
Right.
They don't do that with other services yet. And that's been a surprise. I think if you had asked me 5 years ago, I would have guessed maybe a more distributed use case around different streaming services. Probably the only other service that has that same attribute for consumers, where they don't know what they're going to want to watch, they just turn it on and then engage, would be YouTube. And so that is, I think, something we in our Gen AI report last week did certainly hone in on, which is if you take a longer term view, it's pretty easy to see how YouTube and Netflix are increasingly going to define television for the global audience.